Welcome back to the At Home with Roby show. I'm Ashley Davis. We're glad you're spending your Sunday morning with us. Whether you're in your car or on your couch, you're always at home with Roby. Visit us today at andrewroby.com. That's Andrew, R-O-B-Y.com. Or you can always click on the At Home with Roby tab at WBT.com. We're very fortunate, again, to be joined in this segment by Kayleen McCabe, television host, jack of all trades, licensed contractor, jokester.
I have a yo-yo in the first too, yes.
And Patrick McIsaac from Roby Electric, and also he's the current president of NARI of the Carolinas or NARI of Charlotte?
NARI of Charlotte.
NARI National, USA, right? You're the president
of the world.
Of the world.
The NARI world.
Of it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
the universe.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we
Right.
talked a little bit in the last segment about your background, what you did, some television stuff, some actual contracting and education, which is clearly your passion. Talk a little bit about these television shows and maybe the myth around how easy is it to completely gut and redo your kitchen in less than 72 hours?
I don't
For $5,000.
Yeah.
I was going to say 500.
I hope everyone's sitting down when I drop this knowledge bomb. Everything you see on TV isn't real. Unfortunately,
I thought that was the internet.
I know. Wait a minute. I was saying the same thing. I thought it was all real.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's all totally real. My show, all the construction-wise, I was actually there every day doing the work. But here's the reality. You're going to cram a kitchen remodel into 22 minutes. So you're going to lose a lot of content anyway. But then what they don't show is the fact that I have been working with these homeowners for 4 months prior to this project to make sure that everything was lined up so that my 2-week shoot is made as efficient as possible. And so that's something that's left out, which is a disservice to homeowners because they don't realize the scope of what's really going on.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that too, but I would say on a positive to these types of shows is they are absolutely incredible for inspiration.
Yes.
I think that's where if you can just look at it at that as, hey, this isn't a real construction project. This is sort of a before and after, and you're, like you said, you're seeing 22 minutes. I mean, you can use it for inspiration, but I think we were talking a little bit about some people kind of see how quote-unquote easy it is and try to jump into that themselves. I mean, that's something that your show really...
That was the basis of my show.
Yeah.
And what I was sort of interested with is I was coming and meeting homeowners, getting them out of this pickle because they thought they could do the remodel in the weekend.
Right.
And then 2 months later they couldn't. But my show was still continuing just to inspire and not actually educate and inform people that, listen, to do a great construction project, you need a team of people. Construction is not normally just a one-person job. And so to have a group come in, you need that organization, and that isn't always shown. It's like, you got like me and, maybe a homeowner, and ta-da, look, we did it all. In reality, there's 18 or 19 people all hanging out, helping to do the different trades. Yep. So we could focus a little bit more and show how many trades have to participate in a home remodel. I think homeowners would have a better understanding.
And understand the reality of it a little bit.
Yes.
You can get that same finished product, but you just need to understand the reality of it, right? It's not a 22-minute project. It was a 6-month project.
Easy.
My wife and I will watch these shows. And
we
she'll
do
go,
too.
Do you think they met them on Friday at Lowe's and then they came back the next morning? I'm like, no, the dude broke his leg. Somehow between Friday night and Saturday morning, the guy is in a cast. There's no way it happened.
And his hair's twice as long as it was when it started. I mean, it's
full
crazy.
beard, no beard.
Yeah,
full
she was
beard.
pregnant in the Lowe's, and now she's got like a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about maybe a couple of projects. Somebody's at home, they're thinking about doing something. Do you need a contractor? Do you go DIY? Let's talk contractor. And obviously, if you need a contractor in Charlotte or across the Carolinas, you're going to call Andrew Roby. But what are those types of things you really don't want to tackle by yourself?
Anytime you're going to Google search how to do something, stop. just call.
Stop. Just be done.
Don't. Because
Ash, have you ever done that?
I have met too many people who Google searched their way into disaster.
Some with singed hair and maybe a broken arm.
Yes.
How to repair an ACL,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's also one of those things where, if you're shopping and you have to ask the price tag, it's the same sort of thing. If you're walking around your house and you're like, I wonder. No, don't.
Right.
Because the scope and what you're trying to do, maybe not. However, there are simple things you can do. But I think when you start to get into those realms, call.
And I think what a lot of people don't realize, and this is where NARI comes in, this is where I know part of your education is, and as a realtor and having a real estate firm, we talk about it all the time, is you need permits for some of these things.
Yes.
So if you go in there and you rip out your plumbing and you put in all these, you're supposed to get that inspected. You're supposed to have permits for it. If you don't, you could have some issues down the road. I know,
Sure.
you go in and do an addition, you don't get it permitted, you go to sell that house, that addition does not count as square footage because it wasn't permitted and inspected and approved. People need to think about that.
Yeah, there goes your investment.
Exactly,
Because you didn't want to do it right. Now you've really ruined it.
Yeah, I mean, we run into countless times where it's a basement. A basement seems to be the one that people think they can finish. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Without a permit, and I mean, it's heartbreaking to tell somebody, guess what? We're tearing down all these walls. We're taking down the ceilings.
Right. Yeah.
We got to get this thing
You
re-inspected.
look behind the walls,
and you're paying for this twice.
And I never did that either, Patrick. Just
Okay.
all right, you're listening to the At Home with Roby show. We're really glad you're here today. If you want to find out more how we can help you with your contracting needs, call us today. Visit our website, andrewroby.com. That's andrewroby.com. So what are a couple of those small things that you see? Maybe you watch a TV show, maybe some things you did when on the show that you were doing. What are small things people could tackle and maybe separate those out with, okay, I've got $20,000 budget. I'm going to knock these three things out, save a little bit of money, but then I'm going to bring in a knowledgeable contractor to do the other things.
I'm going to say, okay, small painting projects. You update your bedroom. If you're going to paint the whole inside of your house, though, no, hire somebody. You're gonna not like it at the end. And a lot of
if
people.
If it requires a ladder, don't do it.
Yeah. Well, and what I always tell homeowners too. Sure, you want to paint your whole house, but maybe you've been in an office job and you paint all day long. The next day, your shoulders and your back are going to hurt so bad, and you're not going to want to do it over and over again. So let's see. Some backsplashes, I think, are easily doable with homeowners. There's a lot of great mosaics out there now you can install that don't require a saw.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, something very easy. A simple click and lock floor in a smaller area. So maybe
a powder room. Or
something tiny. But when you start to get into larger square footage or spaces that are really, it will be a detriment to your happiness living at the home if that space is shut down, like your kitchen or your master bedroom or bathroom, then I would pause.
Yeah.
And say, because you can do it. I'm sure that there are a lot of people out there who are very smart and talented. However, is it your full-time job? Is it your 100% focus? If not, it's going to take twice as long. And now that major space in your house is locked up at your whim. Then you feel bad going out for dinner. You feel bad for sleeping in. It becomes this guilt project. Why wouldn't you hire a group of professionals, like the folks at Andrew Roby, to handle it and help you take care of it? That way you can focus on the decisions and then getting back to living in your home.
Which is really what it's all about, right, Patrick?
Yeah. I mean, and I think you make a good point. I mean, hiring not only a contractor that knows what they're doing, but somebody that you really get along with. We have a NARI partner that has another radio show, and I'm talking about David Doval, and he always tells people before they hire a contractor, is this somebody that you could marry? Because, like you said, I mean, they're in your kitchen, they're in your bedroom when you're waking up. So not only do you want somebody that's reputable from a craftsmanship standpoint, but somebody that's compatible with your personality as well.
And it is possible now to have that. This reputation that contractors are all dirty, grumpy guys, No, sorry, it's not. You can actually have wonderfully talented, with great professionalism in your home. Those are contractors now.
Yep.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about how folks, they want to learn more about you, learn more about some of the things you're trying to educate people on. How can they find you, get in touch with you, track you down?
Sure. KayleenMcCabe.com, KayleenMcCabe. I'm also on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. On my YouTube page, I actually I'm starting a video series of educational videos that will be free to schools and students, anyone, actually, because we need to spread the word. But if you check out the video Portrait of a Tradesperson, it's the first one that I've done. Very proud of it. It's going to look nice, kind of an interactive format to encourage students to at least explore. Let's look at videos of craftsmen doing work. So check me out there. And then my Instagram page is usually a snippet of like selfies with students and like trying to be hip with the kids. So
trying to get a room of 30 teenagers to listen to you talk about construction.
I usually wear fake tattoos as well, just to like make it a little bit more ridiculous.
I do a whole sleeve when I do the radio
Yeah.
show, but I didn't know you that well. So
I have a zigzag tape measure that I'll usually wear across my neck, and all the students are like, "She's crazy,
She's legit,
hardcore."
yeah.
That's like
That's
real
some credit.
deal.
I'm going to be a contractor.
Yeah, exactly. She can carry around a lunchbox purse and have tattoos. I could do that.
I did like the lunchbox part.
Thank
That
you.
was pretty sweet.
Sometimes you need lunch, sometimes you need to look like a lady. Half and half.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you very much for having me
Great
on.
couple of segments. Patrick, thanks for being here this week.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you being
Thank
on.
you for having me.
All right, folks, you're listening to the At Home with Roby show. If you want to find out more, go to andrewroby.com. That's andrewroby.com. Or you can always click on the At Home with Roby tab at wbt.com. And if that doesn't work, then you can always give us a call at 704-334-5477. Stay with us. We'll be right back.